Good morning. It's Sunday, so I'm not expecting a lot. I said it last week. Everyone's probably sleeping in and having big breakfast and stuff. It's the 12th of October, and it's grey here in Les Abdelons. It's not raining. It's just a top, no clouds. It's just grey at the top. You can't see any cloud definition. The weather has been stunning for the last week here. Blue sky. Don't know what it is where you are, but anyway. And I think there's only one boat out there at the moment, maybe two. So it's not a big, exciting rush. But I thought some people may not have seen the kit plans. When you buy a set of plans for a 580, that's to build the boat from the plans, and it gives you materials lists and what sizes. I'll maybe show you the plans later on. I'm going to sneeze. But when you buy a kit, you get a whole bunch of extra sheets specifically relating to the kit, which was sort of established by B&B in America, who did all the computer modelling and the CNC file to cut the kits and so on. So you buy a kit, you get those extra sheets. It just helps you and shows you what's on the sheets. So we'll talk about that after we talk about our massive fleet out at sea right now. I think they're looking forward to the holiday. You probably saw Renault arrived, cleared customs. His brother and sister, I think it was there to meet him. So that was fun, and they all hopped on board, and I think they sailed together with the family up to the Great Bay Yacht Club up north, and they should be having a bit of fun up there now. And then Renault, no doubt, leave the boat and go have a holiday. And Dan arrives. Holiday Dan's there. So he's having a holiday. That's good. And Nikki's going across. So I wonder if she's there already. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that's going to be one hell of a holiday there, which is good. We've got some people turning up. So that's cool. All right. And I'll talk about the little bees video. Anyway, we'll get into that. Let's get the tracker out of the way first because it's pretty intense. There's a lot of boats out there. So here we go. You're on the tracker. Now I go onto my tracker here, and that's really it. And I can't work out what's going on with Kerry. But anyway, let's talk about Pila first. Pila's the only one there. Everyone else is in Rodriguez. No one else has left yet. So Pila's currently doing 5.5, did 126 miles in the last 24 hours. She's below the course because she would just be setting up. You can see she hasn't jibed across yet. It's coming in on the port quarter there. And that keeps the boat comfortable. She's not hitting direct, no doubt. And also, we don't know what the sea state is, so let's have a look at the waves. So it's saying there it's 3 meters, 3.5 meters. It's probably blowing 20, 25, and she'd be taking them. This is suggesting it's coming from the. A bit too big there. That's suggesting it's coming from the south. Anyway, she'll be going around the top corner, and that will be her. She got clouds. Yes, she's got clouds. And any current? Nope, nothing to be a problem. She's just drifting along the edge. She's going to get a bit of a boost. That'll head her up as well. Maybe she's come down knowing the current's there, and she'll let the current drive her up there. Who knows? So all is well on board. We haven't heard any problems. We get the deal from the managers. Now, Kerry, he was just back here. Maybe it went quiet there. I can't work that out. He hasn't travelled very far in the last 24 hours. In the last 4 hours, that's for sure. So I can't get rid of that now. There we go. So let's just pick this up and see where Kerry is. You can see Renault is in the bay already, anchored there, and Kerry's just out the top. But that's surprising. You can see I can see that was his last 4 hours, which is there, and there he is there. Oh, it's not so bad. Deceptive. I thought he'd be a long way on that. 4.5 miles. Well, I only thought it was. I'm getting really confused here now. I'm just going to do a double check. Only meant to be 9 miles from there up to the bay there. That's about right. 10 miles. Okay, I take it all back. So we can see Kerry's still got a little bit of distance to go, and he's just pushed through there. So, and he'll come in the lead, but he'll go a lot faster, and it'll be a lot calmer. And he'll, where are we now? Boom, boom, I'm in front. So, yeah, it's daylight there now because it's day here. So he's having a nice sail down the coast. So that's cool. Doing 4.7, he did 121 in the last 24 hours. So he's got about 12 miles to go. So another 3 hours and he should be in. So that's really it. And he's got calm seas and he's got a nice breeze and he'll be smelling the food that's cooking and all that sort of stuff. Possibly even have a quick grab on the radio with no Renault. Renault will be on shore already. So that's about all I can tell you right now. We've got the report. So I'm going to come back here now, say good day, and then we'll talk about the kit plans, which is kind of interesting in some ways. So there we go. I'm here. We've got a couple of reports, I think. Here we go. WhatsApp. Origami. Reports. We've got 2 reports by the look of it. Yes, Tracker. After arriving on... actually, I didn't read the... No, I did read the ones yesterday. So, okay, Entrant, Tracker. After arriving on Friday morning, now staying on land and sightseeing. I'm glad we stopped in this island. Food is good, plentiful fruit, very welcoming people. That's cool. So that's Renault's fault. So he was the one to suggest we go there, so that's good. Number 2, Jasmine arrived pretty much exactly the same time as Eric, which is so cool. Love this place, although customs is the trickiest of any place we've been, I have found. Awesome day with my friends, hiring scooters and zipping around the island like Entrant. I'm glad we stopped here. Cool. That's it. That's Renault's fault. So that's good. They're having fun. And it's like throwing petrol on the fire when you've been at sea for a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and then you get to a place anywhere. It's all wow, you know. It's like when you have I always relate it to a roast lamb, you know, when you've been at sea for a while and you get roast veggies, stuff which you usually get every Sunday. But when you've been at sea, it tastes so much better when you come back. So before we get into that, let's just have a look at the plans here. Okay, I think that's big enough for you to see. So there's 25 sheets of 9mm oakum plywood in the kit. Okay, and so there's the 25 sheets of plywood, and they're all the components that are cut out. And the way they cut it through with a CNC cutter, but they don't cut all the way along the edge. So if you've got a piece like the observation pod here, the bottom right-hand corner, where you you can see the sides with the windows cut. Okay, they'll cut out the windows, but the whole bit of plywood there isn't completely cut out of the plywood sheet. Otherwise, it would fall out, and you'd have these little pieces. And they've got little tabs in there, and you actually have to, when you get those sheets, you just cut through the tabs and file them down or plane them down, and you've got straight edges again. So that's the overall look of the plywood sheets with all the bits cut out to build a 580. Utilisation 75%, so you're going to get a bit of scrap there. So there's about 25% of scrap wood, and it's 275 kilos just in the plywood. Okay, so 600 pounds. So this one's a bit hard to see, but this is the various beams. So these are bits of timber. I forget the thickness now. I think it's 25 mil. And they'll get the planks. So these aren't plywood. These are planks of solid timber. And they run the CNC machine over that, and they're all shaped, ready to go, which is really quite cool. Makes for a very strong boat. So they're all the planks, and they're cut up as well. And again, they're not individual. They're not going to fall out. They're still tabbed in. You've got to cut the tabs. This talks about what you've got to do to it to make your various frames and everything. It's typically, there's a bit of information there. It's too fine for me to read, but anyway, I can just read it. But again, that's giving you more instructions on how to work with the pieces, what to cut out first. That's another view of the timber planks that are cut up with all the various components, and you'll see, say in the top one there, you'll see the frame notches cut into the planks and so on, and the ends are all cut in the right angle to match things up. And what happens is they put it, once they've cut them out there, you see those little blue numbers. Okay, I don't think all the kit guys do this. They've got different ways of marking, but B&B, when they do it, they put a marker pen in the cutter, but then they don't let it cut through. Okay, and every piece is labelled. So every single piece of frame here and so on is actually got a number on it, which is relating to the other paperwork to make sure, just like building a model kit boat, like a little one. And then these are the sheets that show you how you assemble all the components of the kit. Okay, so it's a little bit different than the plans, because with the plans you're told what material to use and all this, that, and the other, and the shapes, but you don't get all these numbered bits and pieces. So there's two reasons to go with a kit. One is that it saves you a lot of time. The other one is it certainly makes it easy to set up and keep it square and all those sorts of things when you build your jig. You're given another set of plans which shows you how to build the jig. In fact, we usually send that out to the people that buy plans as well, because that jig you can use for when you're doing the plan built version. But there's one modification, because there's a little point there that in that lot that's a little bit different. It's a few inches out on the kit, or different on the kit than actual plans built. Again, there you got all the labeling, all the numbers. It's very detailed. So assembling the kit is actually, I've never done it, but you can see it's quite a lot of fun, and it's slightly different. So that's the jig. Once you've got the jig done, you just make all your individual frames. You will have seen it if you've been following any of the builders' blogs, which are all on the Class 580, Alma Class 580 website. You go on to resources, I think it is, and then you've got all the builders' blogs, and you'll see exactly how they do it. So they're building all the individual frames, then they build the jig, and then they stand the frames and everything on the jig, and then they start putting the stringers on. You see there the transoms on, the stringers, the stem, build that, and it's all of a sudden looking like a boat. So there's the skeleton, and you've got all your bunk risers in there, all that sort of stuff. It's all pre-done. Just got to plane the edges, make sure the bevels are right, and then you plank it up. That's half a boat. So plank it up, and you can either do on deck, you can either do the observation pod, the obs pod there, or you can do a hatch there, or you can put a big bit of plywood, a bit of perspex rather, or polycarbonate on deck, or you can put a bubble in. And everyone's got a different preference. I like bubbles, but the obs pods makes it, you put the big windows in and stuff, makes it light and airy inside, and you give you a bit more headroom, I suppose. So that's pretty cool. I think that's a lot. Yeah, that's it. So that was our discussion point, and I didn't put the questions and answers up for the race, the question box, but I will today, and we'll see where we end up with who wants to ask whatever questions and so on. Anyway, good to see everything's running smoothly. When everyone is actually in Rodriguez, we will have a discussion about the next planning for the next leg and how it's going to work. And one of the things we'll be stressing is that, in fact, what we're going to do for this leg, one of the changes that I've already decided on, is that. So, and again, you're getting breaking news here. Even the entrants haven't heard this yet. Some of them may be watching. Is that once between Cape Town and I'm thinking Rodriguez all the time. Mauritius, where we've got this end of leg 2.5 going across to from 2.5 to Cape Town. I'm going to just drop in there that, no, I'll put it another way. We're already catered for between Mauritius and Durban. Anyone that decides they want to stop anywhere, the moment they get into port until they leave port, that's accrued time as if it's a pit stop. In other words, normally when you've got a section, say if you're going from Thursday Island to Cocos, okay, that's the leg, and you are timed on your time at sea, but you can stop anywhere, but the clock is still running. Okay, so if you decided to go to Bali and stop there for a week to have fun, that week that you stopped in Bali would be counted as your sea time. That would be counted as your sea time. But we're going to cancel that concept so that if someone wants to stop in Madagascar or Reunion or whatever along the way, I've got to stop this and I can't at the moment. Hang on. Bloody hell. I'm going to turn it on to silent. I don't want to. I can't. For some reason, I can't. But there's no cancel button. Anyway, so it means if they want to stop, if they're going anywhere between Mauritius and Durban, then when their port time, it won't actually be included in their time at sea. So it gives a degree of flexibility those who want to do that. Anyway, that's enough of that waffle. We'll get into that later on. I lay awake at night thinking of what can we do to make it safer between Mauritius and Durban and Cape Town. That's where that's coming from. Anyway, g'day, John. Adrian, Donna, we watched a short video of Little B yesterday. The title was "In Memory of Dan Turk." No, it's not mine. It's not my title. That was Dan's. Unless Jane put it up, I'll have to have a look at that. Oh well, it is right. I mean, Dan's still there and healthy and bits and pieces. But that was thinking back. Maybe that's a trans. I'm not sure. Jane speaks perfect English. She's a Chinese English translator. That's how I met her as my project manager in the factory, and she was a translator then for me in Chinese English. But maybe there's something wrong there. But don't worry, Dan's a very happy chappy, right? So I'll have a look at that in a minute. I'm not sure. I didn't see the title. I saw the video. And in fact, it brings up an interesting point. I'll tell you about it now. We were getting hammered in the on our Facebook page. It's Sunday, so I can say anything. On our Facebook page because we're sharing everything, right? And when you share everything, the algorithm for Facebook just determines that you're a waste of time. It's like being a private person where you just share all the political stuff and all the stupid stuff and blah, blah, blah. You're not actually generating any original content, right? Now, we've been sharing a lot of content, obviously, from Entrants. You know, when they get them, we just share them, we share them, we share them. And we watch on the back end of our Facebook page and it's just getting killed because the algorithm thinks we're just nobody. And so that's not helping our cause at all. So what we've adopted as a policy, provided we've got the time, we're not too busy, rather than share everything, we will actually create original posts. So we pick the pictures, we pick the videos, we put them in, we put them up as an original piece from MGR. And if we don't do that, then we won't be put up for new people that might be following us. You know, the algorithm will send it into all over the place if they think it's really popular. And I think that's what's been holding us back a bit compared to some of our other events. So now it's not that we like the idea of not sharing Entrant stuff, but mind you, the Entrants don't share a lot of our stuff. I've suggested they do. You know, so an Entrant's got a following, you know, and obviously they're focused on their stuff to get it on there. But there's some things we do which they could share onto their site, but they very rarely do. So you'll see more and more of course we obviously credit the supplier, you know, or who owns the material, you know, the entrance. So this is coming from Renault, this is coming from Dan, this is coming whatever. But yeah, we've got to be very careful because it's not in the best interest of MGR to just keep sharing everything, not creating the original posts. And so we're actually changing it. I think I've mentioned this before. In the Transat, anything that's coming off an Entrant boat has to come to us as well. The managers have to deliver it to us so we can put it up. And we may be doing that that may happen shortly as well. But anyway, we'll see. So because it's important that we get out to a new market, not just our regulars, otherwise because you see it, but we want the algorithm to pick up and say, this is cool, we'll share that over there, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I digress, but it's Sunday. Okay, so that's the video one for In Memory of Dan. Dan's still there. Sorry, Dan, if you're watching this. Skip that. Okay. John, did Josh get in? Yes, he did. Did we mention that? We must have. Yeah, Josh got in. He got in, so I'm not sure. Yep, he got in, no problem. He should have put a post up. I'm not sure. I got the word from his manager, but I'll have a look in a minute to see if they sent any photos. Christine. Morning, Christine. Just videoing Dan Turner Mini Globe Race arrival. We'll post soon. Oh, thanks, Christine. It's like our roving reporter. She's great. A good way to travel. She's having a big holiday as well. Don, please keep me informed of time of Kerry's arrival. Oh, you probably saw that. I reckon it's about 2 hours. Yeah, he should be blasting down the coast he should be blasting down the coast at easily 5 knots. So, and he's about 11 miles out. 11 or 12. So I reckon 2.5 hours. So I'll have another quick look at the end so everyone else can bugger off, and I'll just stand by, Christine. You're obviously watching this. I'll work it out as exactly as best I can. Okay, but don't leave yet. You're okay. Um, well, it takes an hour and a half. Oh, you must be up the other end. Okay, Storen, what if Divinycell is used instead of plywood? It'd be hopeless. It'd be disaster. It'd all crumble and you'd sink. I think what you mean is Divinycell foam core with fiberglass laminates on either side. I mean, we've had discussions with some people that want to build it in aluminium, and certainly the design is there. We saw your set of plans, and it's not uncommon to have plywood substituting for. I mean, aluminium have substituting for plywood. Boats. It's happened plenty of times. So you can do that. You just have to do your own engineering to work out what plate thickness, what stringers you have, and T frames or whatever, however you do it in aluminium. So we actually have some glass boats, fiberglass boats. They're in Vietnam. We sent 3 rigs over there, and we actually, to get them started, give them a help, we actually provided some free plans, I think. Anyway, so they've actually got a mould over there, but we thought about a few things, but we don't want to go there. But for them, it was cool. So there's some fiberglass boats, but it's solid. Well, it's got it's not a cord laminate, with say, I don't know, 3/4 of each Divinycell or whatever. It's actually just got some substrate in there. So, but we haven't been involved with the structure of that, and we haven't authorised anyone else anywhere to build a mould or anything like that. It's not going to happen. At one stage, we did think, hey, this is getting really popular, but some people want boats. They don't want they don't want to build their boat in plywood. And I thought, we could easily, if we wanted to, we could have gone in Northern Europe and commissioned a mould and start popping them out. But it goes against the theme. So we never did. We thought, we could have production boats and then plywood boats, and it doesn't work. So we scrapped that idea, basically, because that's part of what the 580 is. Anyway, but it wouldn't be a class boat. So if someone built a fiberglass boat, that's fine, but you can't race in the class because all the weights change, this, that, and the other. We don't want to go there. Some people don't even like dealing with the epoxy on the plywood, but dealing with plywood is a beautiful thing. It smells good, sounds good, feels good. It's a bit of fun. So, but good luck with that if you wanted to do that. G'day. No, I've got to work out Lissa. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but anyway, I'm not good at that at the best of times. Adrian, hi, didn't get the extra sheets with my plans. No, you don't get them with the plans. All those extra sheets. We used to send out the one for the God blimey, the frame, the jig. We used to send that out sometimes, but there is problems with that because the jig is a little bit different for the kit. Okay, because one of the things is a couple of inches different. I forget exactly what it was, but there is a sheet for the jig that we've sent to people in the past, and I thought maybe it's going out. So I contacted BME. They emailed them to me, but I can't get the right size for printing. I'm not sure whether you bought a kit, but we don't normally send all those out, Adrian, if you bought plans. If you're buying the kit, then it's the kit supplier that sends that out. It's part of the kit. So anyway, but I forget whether you've got a kit or a set of plans. What about Peeler and Jasmine? Are they full of courage? Absolutely. They're just absolutely amazing. It's really great to see women out there having a go, and especially, I've got to be careful how I put it, but you've got 2 different extremes there to a degree, not extreme, but you've got Jasmine, who's come from a relatively fresh and new sailing background, and then you've got Peeler, who's coming from, she's already done 2 or 3 transatlantic races. I think she did 2 transatlantics in the class mini 650. And she's a sailor, lifetime sailor. She's a master mariner, she skippers big ships and so on. So you've got 2 extremes there, different age group brackets as well. And they're both going hell for leather. And Peeler's up there in the lead group. She as I've always said, the winner of the MGR, touch wood, in my opinion, will come from one of those 4 sailors. And it could be any of the 4, right? Because they're not that far away from each other when you consider they've done It's a long way from the National Sailing Academy in Antigua. So we got two great ladies out there having a good old ding dong battle with for different reasons, and it's still serious. I keep coming back to this stuff. This is why I'm impressed, maybe more so than a lot of other people, because there are risks involved, and touch wood, so far it's been pretty cool, and they're all social media. I won't call them social media masters, but they know what they're doing, and it's always when you do that, you don't want to. Oh, today's terrible, blah blah blah. I'm so bloody hungry. I'm so pissed off with this food, and I'm using a bucket for a dunny. I want to bloody, and I can't wash my hair, and bloody, I'm getting rashes and all this stuff. You don't want to see that on social media all the time, and it's not there. But I've got to tell you, I know what some of them are going through. I won't say I've been there like them because I haven't sailed around the world, but I know what a 580 is, and I know what what's involved with living on board, sailing across oceans, and when you're doing it day after day after day, and then you get 6-7 days off, it's like, whoa, and they think, oh shit, here we go again, right? And so, and I'll be happy when they get to Cape Town, put it that way. So they're quite amazing. So yes, they've got full of courage, full of passion, full of enthusiasm. They're living life, and I absolutely love. Peeler's attitude. Every day's got to be fun. Who gives a shit? I'm happy. It's good. She actually, that's impressed me. Her attitude with that is a bit of an inspiration. And it's quite often since I've met Peeler, I've come back and reflected on her opinion, and I keep saying the same. I say to Jane Close, hey, yes, just enjoy the day. This is the day. Tomorrow's the next one. So anyway, yeah, they're both cool. I like it. The race is now entering the most interesting phase from Sean. Going to be really challenging getting down to Cape Town. Absolutely. No one really knows what to expect. That's the nature of an adventure. But it's getting serious now. When they, now this is, yeah. I don't think I need to say more. Yes, you're right. It's getting quite serious. So, g'day, Vivek. That's great. No, good story. Yeah, yep, it's really good. In fact, some of you may not know that I like supporting women. I like supporting young people as well. I like supporting old people. I digress, but it's Sunday. I had an 82-year-old call me up once. This is back in. It was when we had Spirit of Sydney, so it was in '95 when we were doing a big 95 or 97. Must be no, it was 97. Okay, seems like a long time ago. It was. So 1997, I was moving Spirit of Sydney. I had a 60-footer that we were going up the Barrier Reef again to do another expedition up there, and he was going to sail from Sydney to Mooloolaba, and he's 82, and he rings me up because we had paying crew. I don't know, pay a couple $100 or something. And he calls me up and says, blah, blah, blah. I said, hi, Don, we're chatting. And he said, oh, by the way, I'm 82. And I said, who gives a shit? And then he starts to explain to me, he was a World War II fighter pilot, got shot down twice, and he was just this exciting guy, full of life, full of energy. And I said, yeah, bugger that, you're on, let's go. And so, anyway, yeah, age is just a number. How did I get to there? What was I talking about? Oh, supporting women, that's right. Young and old, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we've currently got 2 women in the MGR, which is great. We've currently got 2 women in the GGR, and they're like cheese and chalk. Real characters. Mara is just crazy, good crazy. We're all a bit crazy. Social media freak. Likes the idea of pink and women. She's right into women are out there. Blah, blah. So that's cool. And anyway, let's see what happens. A long way to start yet. We've got 27 entrants there, and I think we'll end up with about 23 at the start. So there's a few more that are still not there yet. But anyway, I digress. Where am I going to? Okay, we'll get out of here. Don, when are we getting more info on the T-shirts? Well, I told Jane and everything what's going on, and she agrees. We're setting it up. We've got to wait until she gets here, but there'll be a small window, so it's going to have to happen in the next week. So it's now coming up to October, November. We've got to get out. It's going to be a 4-week thing. So no one else. The only people that know about it yet are the people that are coming here to the tracker. It's the only place we've mentioned it. We haven't mentioned anywhere else yet, and I'm pretty sure when we do, it'll go bang. But I'll get it set up and I'll tell you guys. So keep an eye out on it. No one else knows yet. But I'd say within a week we'll put a post up on Facebook and so on, and we'll mention it here and say this is what you got to do. This is what it's going to cost, and so on. So within a week you'll see the stuff on that. But you guys are thinking about it earlier, so it'll be 2 t-shirts, 2 hats. That's the minimum buy-in, and we've got certain size. I think we've got about, I forget how many t-shirts there, maybe 100 or something. But and then there's other things you can add on if you want. So okay, that's it. End of that. Look at that, nearly half an hour. Perfect. So that's Sunday gone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And if you want to see a good story, if you're looking for a video, we just put a 30-minute story up about Guy Deboer. Lost his boat on the rocks in the 2022 GGR. He salvaged it, fixed it up. And I'm pretty sure he's going to put his entry in a matter of days or a week or so to redo the GGR. It's quite a little fun video. So that's on the GGR Facebook page. See you later. Thank you for liking, sharing, all that sort of stuff. And we'll see you tomorrow if all goes well.